Hello again. How about the day of the ticket? Nói về nên web đi trên đi sau với bài quà. Mình xuống từ Harvard get the video. Hi everyone, fun to back. And nobody get to join.
Even though Minecraft's been adding in a ton of new mob variants, they are useless, man. They don't drop anything new. Just plain old leather, pork chops, feathers, you get it. But we've turned the update on its head by giving all the mobs brand new items and features, and not just the mobs. Now why would we do such a thing? Well, it's to make the golden path of Minecraft even more fun to complete. And what's the golden path, you might ask? Well, over in Sweden where Minecraft is being made, the developers have an internal phrase known as the golden path. This so-called path is a series of steps necessary to complete Minecraft from start to finish. And while it's not entirely known what's officially on this golden path, we've decided to use our best judgments and add features onto it that utilize the new mods. Our first addition to the golden path involves the new leaf litter blocks. I know, we're skipping punching trees and making a crafting table, but you'll see why in a second. See, normally making wooden tools is simple enough. You just punch some trees, turn logs into planks into sticks, and then on a crafting table, make your wooden pickaxe, or wooden other tools, I guess. All the overachieving purist hippies out there might get their wood from a mine shaft instead, or can sometimes find naturally spawning crafting tables at pillager outposts, inside of igloos, swamp huts, and occasionally inside villages. Sometimes you can even skip wooden tools entirely by finding sticks from bushes and getting iron and diamonds from inside chests. But as mentioned, our new method involves the new leaves that came out in the snapshot. Now, sometimes when you break leaves, not only will you get the leaves, but you'll also occasionally get things like sticks, or even better, used wooden tools. Our thought process here is that, some unfortunate player lost their tools in the pile of leaves that stack up in Minecraft, and that it might be useful to get your wooden tools from leaves instead, because honestly, when you make wooden tools normally, it's usually just to get a stone tool. Speaking of leaves, we also updated the pigs to really dig them, but we'll get to that later. For now, a new way to get torches is in town. Typically to make torches, you need sticks and you need coal. Villages, mine shafts, outposts, igloos, strongholds, woodland mansions, and ancient cities have them too. Or if you're in desperate need of psychiatric help, you could smelt oak logs to get charcoal. You monster. Instead, just head back to the forest and grab yourself some more leaves. And for what, you might ask? Well, there's a new recipe involving leaf litter. Simply put leaves and sticks together to make organic torches. These organic torches are just as effective as regular torches, however, they do have one slight difference to them. Unlike regular torches, organic torches are not permanent and will eventually go out on their own after a certain amount of time. Oh, they won't start going out right as we've got company. Stay back! Organic torches are supposed to be more of a hold-me-over item, if you will, while you get the tools necessary to make actual torches, but it's the fastest way to get a light source in game. Ouch! Man, I sure could have used the new weapon you can make from cow horns right there, but we'll move to that in a bit. Speaking of light sources, our next adjustment has been to the firefly bushes. Current natural light sources in game involve the torch, the redstone torch, the soul torch, various different types of lanterns, as well as shroom lights, glowstone, and I probably missed a few. But if you manage to get a glass bottle in game and take it over to a firefly bush at night, you can actually capture some of the fireflies by right-clicking your glass bottle onto these poor critters, creating a new item called a firefly in a bottle. Fireflies in bottles actually create dynamic light around you, so now you can light up the local area without needing to place any of the bottles down at all, although you can still do that as well. Hey little guy, how's prison treating you? Pig, you saw nothing. On top of that, if you find any frogs in game and feed them a firefly, they die. Much like feeding cookies to parrots, Minecraft wanted to take things in a more real-life approach. Feeding frogs fireflies in real life kills them. I did not know that until I recorded this video. Got him orbit. Maybe I should have fed them the new drop from chickens instead, which we'll be talking about real soon. Our addition of fireflies also adds one other big thing to Minecraft, but we'll be touching on that a little bit later. For now, get a load of this. Yeah, I know, lodestones aren't new to Minecraft. However, they did get a new recipe, going from requiring a netherite ingot to instead only needing an iron one, which, when it comes to the golden path, is huge. Because to accomplish the golden path, you need to do a lot of exploring in-game. Normally, to keep track of areas, you need things like maps, which can write out a general understanding of where you are. You've got compasses that you can navigate with, but they usually only either point you to your bed or to a lodestone. And of course, the OG way, which is pressing F3 and writing down those coordinates. But with our addition, various structures now generate with a lodestone found at them. You can now find lodestones at ruined portals, villages, pillager outposts, strongholds, woodland mansions, and yes, even ancient cities, all naturally spawning. With the new update making lodestone recipes so inexpensive, we figured it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to have them start spawning in-game. Quite a load to bear. But speaking of load bearing, hot variant chickens are useful now too. Dude, trying to give you the spotlight here. And that use has everything to do with smelting ores. Normally if you want to smelt an ore in game, you'll need to mine the ore you're trying to smelt up, and then either place it inside of a regular furnace or a blast furnace. Alternatively, as mentioned earlier, you can sometimes find iron ingots inside of villages already spawned. But for those of our friends who prefer shopping at Whole Foods and like the organic approach, you can get brown eggs from hot chickens. Now, in the regular version of Minecraft, these brown eggs are no different from their regular egg counterpart. They're useful for throwing, for occasionally spawning in baby chickens, as well as for the occasional food recipe. Nom nom nom. But you might want to hold on to your wheat and your brown eggs, because now if you also grab yourself some kelp and some wood to make a quick bowl, you can combine them all together to get some boiled egg soup, which is very, very useful for mining. Just go ahead and munch down on it and watch as you get a spice of meatball breath. Mainly, you can use this to auto-smelt any ores that you happen to be mining. To check it out, now you don't need a furnace at all. Just mine away at ores, or for that matter, even regular stone. Normally, you get cobblestone from mining stone. It only lasts for about 10, 12 blocks maybe before you go back to regular old mining, but you're just one more stew away from turning the heat back on. You get a big enough farm of these hot chickens going, and you may never need to smelt again. Now, we'll be getting to our cold chicken variant pretty soon here, but for now, let's recap. Our golden path thus far has been getting a crafting table, some wooden tools, lighting, exploration features, and you got some ingots. At this point in your Minecraft journey, you're probably going to be getting some defensive and offensive powers, and that's where cows come in. No, seriously. Now, normally to get this gear, you're either crafting, trading villagers for it, or sometimes even killing mobs for it. Okay, this was not a good idea, because now cows have a chance at dropping one of their horns. In this case, the cold cows drop sharp horns, and hot cows drop a different kind, known as curved cow horns. But either horn can be used to craft a new weapon and armor recipe. Just get your hand on some sticks. I wonder where we could do that. And you can craft a sharpened spear, either with a sharp cow horn or a curved cow horn. This thing is huge, man. One of its first perks is its reach. We've got some innocent sniffers over here, and I am so far away I have no chance of hitting them with my sword. But if you use a sharpened spear, you can reach them from all the way over here. It's kind of ridiculous. I know I didn't choose the best mob to have this as an example on, but it's okay, little buddy. It'll all be over soon. Why don't we try something a little bit more worthy of death, huh? Yeah! Not only will you attack at a far distance with this spear, it will use the cool cow's powers of being cold and stuff, and it will slow down the mob. Now, you may have noticed that on the final hit there, it didn't slow him down, and on top of that, these spears don't have too much durability. You really only get about 7 stabs with it before your spears get a break. We'll show you what the curved cow spear does in a little bit. For now, we'll also show you how to make some new armor, namely a curved cow horn, a horn helmet. Yeah, there we go. Check this out. If you're attacked, a similar slowing effect occurs. Oh, spoiler alert, I meant to use these horns. Let's try that again. Now when you get hit with a cold cow horn, it will slow down any mobs that have hit you. These don't have too much durability either, though. You can only take about 25 hits, ouch, before you go. But if you get your hands on a curved cow horn, not only will your attacks have reach with the spear variant, but it will also set mobs on fire. And if you're attacked with the helmet, it will also set them on fire. Move over, old armor types. Ouch. Come on, I'm trying to make a joke here, boys. These weapons can also be enchanted, so you could give unbreaking to one, you can even give mending to another. And you'll actually slowly heal the durability on it. See? Good and new. Pigs are next on our golden path. and they're the key to our food needs. Sorry, buddy, a lot of your family's about to go. They now drop sun-baked pork chops. Don't worry, we're not leaving you out either, Cold Pig. Though you might want to be left out. Killing these bad boys will get you frozen pork chops. Cooking can take a long time in Minecraft. Let me show you what happens if we put raw pork chops in right next to sun-baked pork chops. Believe it or not, the sun-baked pork chops will cook faster than the raw pork chop variant. So, you've got that much less waiting around to do as you cook up any food if you happen to be near a savanna biome or any of the other hot biomes. Now, if you try and cook your frozen pork chops, they're actually going to take a little bit longer than regular pork chops would. But you don't want to really cook these anyways. They have something else in mind. First and foremost, if you feed a frog a sun-baked pork chop, if it happens to be hungry enough to also be munching on some slimes, well then I've got good news for all the peaceful mode players out there. Because namely, you can now have a peaceful mode way of getting your hands on frog lights, which are currently only available in non-peaceful difficulty levels in Minecraft. Normally, you'd have to feed a magma cube to a frog in order to get this, but in peaceful mode, they don't show up. Now, as for frozen pork chops, you can feed them to a wolf, and it'll actually give them fire resistance, so now they can stay alive in the warmest of baths. Now, obviously, you could just use a fire resistance potion on your furry friend, but isn't it a little bit easier to get your hands on? And on top of that, you couldn't use wolf armor, but all that does is prolong their poor demise. And on top of that, you can even use frozen pork chops on polar bears, and they'll give you a nice new treat in exchange. Prismarine shards, as well as prismarine crystals. See, our thought here is that the polar bears like to sharpen their claws against the temples underwater, so just go with it. So you've got weapons, armor, food, tools, lighting, ready to go. But one optional step a lot of players add to their golden path is to set up a base area. And whether it's herding up farm animals or protecting yourself from baddies, this is when leaves come back into play. By combining leaf litter with sticks, you can make a twig trap. Simply dig out a hole that you want to trap some mobs in, lay some leaf trap down, and then attract any suspecting mobs, or in this case unsuspecting ones, on top of it to trap them. Or if you're in a bit of a pinch, you can also use it to keep any baddies away. Oh, well, that didn't work as well as I thought. Point B, you can trap mobs more easily with it. But what about the new cactus flowers? Well, we've incorporated them into a lovely bouquet. Ouch. These villagers have everything to do with what we use them for. If you combine various flower types with a flower pot, you can make a bouquet. And you can use this bouquet to barter with different types of villagers found in-game. Now, certain types of villagers enjoy different types of bouquets, but if you put down the right one, they'll all be very happy with you. And if you were wondering about those fireflies' extra use that I mentioned earlier, this is where they come into play. Simply throw a firefly in a ball at a nearby villager, and it will grab it happily from you, and in exchange can sometimes offer you some incredible stuff. Check it out. What did we just get? An amethyst shard. Nice. In exchange for their bouquets, villagers can offer you arrows, amethyst shards, crossbows, enchanted books, and even sometimes an ominous banner. Ooh, what do we have here? Multi-shot. I'll take it. Putting a bouquet down by a witch will cause it to be in love with you and will trade for fireflies as well. Witches can give you emeralds, random potion ingredients, random potions, sometimes even random tipped arrows, cauldrons, you name it. Vindicators enjoy poppies and wildflowers, can also offer you dark oak logs, iron axes, emeralds, and even the occasional ominous bottle, which is a great way to farm them without needing to farm pillager captives. Oh, in this case we get a log. And back to our cactus flower. That plus an oxeye daisy will allow evokers to occasionally drop things as well. Amethyst shards, bookshelves, enchanted random books, ominous bottles, and even sometimes a totem of undying. Nice. Oh, just make sure the bouquets are close. But do be careful which bouquet you put down, because if you put down one that an illager doesn't like, it will actually, it will actually make them even angrier. They'll have more health, more strength, and more desire for blood. So you've made it into the caves and you've got a bunch of lava all around you, with diamonds just nearby. What do? Well, you consult with your nearest cold chicken variant, of course, because now with the blue egg, you can make another type of food item. This time with a blue egg instead of a brown one to make chilled egg stew. And what does it do? Well, by sipping it down, you have an effective lava walker enchantment that lasts for quite a long time. So now you can get your hands on any diamonds easier than ever on your way into the nether, which, by the way, is remarkably useful to have when navigating through the nether. Now you can get around easier than ever as you look for your nether stronghold, or fortress. I always mess those up. And this chilled egg stew has a surprisingly large amount of built-in lava walking that you can do just off of one gold. Ridiculous. You guys want to see the hidden message I drew with my walking? Well, I didn't actually have one, but this kind of looks like an S for subscribe, I guess. Yeah, that works. Now, obviously, if you're trying to reach the Ender Dragon, you're going to need to find a fortress in order to get blaze rods for blaze powder. However, if instead you find it a little easier to just bring a hot chicken with you instead, you can actually feed hot chickens nether plants to get spicy eggs. Normally, these little guys only drop brown eggs, but in the nether, things heat up a little bit. We'll put it that way. But if we happen to take these back to the overworld and cook them up on a campfire, ideally right in front of their parent, oh no, she's been terribly damaged. You've earned yourself an alternative method of acquiring blaze powder. So now you don't need to worry about finding a fortress at all. And our cold chicken variants work in a similar manner. But to utilize their full power, you're going to need to get yourself a silk touch pickaxe and a bunch of ice. And once you got 9 of them, you can make a packed ice and feed it to our cold chicken friend here, upon which he will lay a new type of egg, known as an icy egg. And then apparently he'll stare off into the distance longingly. Oh, sorry, interrupted your moment. You can consider icy eggs to be kind of like a long-distance lava walker, because if you throw it in any lava, he will instantly turn that lava into an obsidian block. See, check it out. Watch me just abuse this lake really quick. They're all just floating into the air. Now, you might want to make sure you grab them pretty quick, otherwise you'll risk losing them. But hey, now you don't need to mine any obsidian either. Got rock here. And if you manage to find a fox nearby, you can actually use icy eggs, they'll stop moving, to tame them. Come on, get over here. Oh, no, I don't want to throw it at him. See, this is what creative mode was made for. Oh, sorry, buddy. Meant to right click you a little closer. This will actually tame the fox, which is a little bit different from the vanilla Minecraft version of getting them to trust you. He'll actually follow you around now. And he's got a unique power when he's tamed. Namely, our foxy friend here can be taken to a trial chamber where he'll be capable of sniffing up, yes, the trial key, which honestly is a lot better than having to take out a bunch of mobs for it instead. So easy loosey doodles. Nope, he's sniffing out quite a few of these at this point. might be a little bit overpowered, but hey, who doesn't like loot? Thank you. No, but right, blaze powder. Well, now that you got that from your hot chickens, you might be asking about ender pearls. Well, this is where our pig friends come back to, oh, not you. Where these pig friends come back into play. Sorry, we're just gonna go creative mode for this. Occasionally, pigs will now dig in mud, and depending on what variant you have digging, you'll get different items. In this case, hot variant pigs will sometimes dig up potatoes, mushrooms, truffles, or brown mushrooms, but will sometimes dig up other types of things like carrots, nether-related funguses. Sometimes you can even get resin clumps. But most importantly for our needs, they can also sometimes dig up ender pearls. So now you don't gotta worry about killing them. But if you're a terribly evil person like I occasionally pretend to be, you can also use firefly bushes once again. Because now, firefly bushes will actually distract endermen to show up to their light when you are nearby them. Oh, like a lot of these guys showed up. Okay, sure, you don't mind sharing, do you? Our cold pig friends can also drop their own pig digging loot. You still get ender pearls and you get various mushrooms and things, but occasionally, if I can find it somewhere in here, hey, you'll get an item known as Pig a Truffle. Check this out. Pig, God, they're in the way. Now, truffles are known to have an odious scent about them, just enough to get these villagers' noses going, and they'll actually take truffles instead of emeralds as an alternative means to do trades with them. In fact, I'll take all of your axes. Thanks, dude. And you can even use truffles to improve your potion brewing ability. Normally adding redstone dust will cause a potion's effect to last longer, and normally adding glowstone dust will cause it to be stronger. But by adding a truffle into the mix, you get the best of both worlds. Speed 2, and it's for 8 minutes long. Not bad. It's going to be useful, because while we're technically right at the end of our golden path on the way to the Ender Dragon, there is one more thing we've added that involves the cactus flower. Namely, our bee friends here. If you feed them cactus flowers, they'll get a special particle attached to them, and guess what? The moment they go into their bee nest, and, well, I don't know what they do in there, but after a little bit of time, their nest will fill with honey. And if you take a glass bottle to it, you'll get a new type of Okay. Well, I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, there we go. You'll get a new type of honey called prickly pear honey. And if you feed it to any mob in game, it will grow a lot bigger than it normally is. And by doing that, they'll actually increase the amount of drops you can get upon killing any of these creatures. Sorry, dude, I know you're cute, but I got a video to make. It even works on hostile mobs as well. So you might want to make sure you grow them in an area where they're not gonna, I don't know, die instantly. Zombie flesh galore. This one did feel a little bit different from the rest of the things we have in the Golden Path, but I thought it was a nice touch. So, Minecraft, if you guys over there are watching, it might be cool if some of these new mods there in chat had actually, did something. Doesn't have to be what we did, but I'm all ears. We need more drops.